Okay, interesting. Alright guys, we're gonna see how this works. I have not done this in a while, and I'm doing it from a slightly different location, so you guys are gonna have to let me know how things go. I think I should be able to see all the chat. So yeah, I've been having some, good morning guys. Welcome to Saturday morning live stream. I still have coffee, it's still me. Dynamic D, still there in chat. What's up, dude? I just don't have, I can't really play Ark right now. I've been having a bunch of different computer issues. You guys know for a while the internet struggled. What's up, D? Welcome. You guys know for a while the internet struggled, and that's doing good now for the most part. I've got the internet working solid. I think most of the last like 5-6 streams have been good, and then I've been crashing as soon as I started getting that depth. I realize not a ton of people are watching yet, and you guys probably want me to slow down talking, but I'm going to leave this up as a replay because there might be people coming over the next couple hours looking for a live stream, and I want them to be able to see this, but I can't play Ark right now. And I have not done a live stream like this in a long time. I did it once when we hit 10,000 subscribers on the channel, and pardon me putting my coffee on the same table as the camera. What was I going to say? Yes, we did it when we hit 10,000 subscribers. I did a really short thing because this was brand new, and at the time you could only do it if you had 10,000, so it seemed appropriate to do it. And now I think today we're a little over 30,000. It's like 30,020 or something like that subscribers on the channel, so seemed like a good time to do this. And I have not done a channel update, anything to this effect since I left my job, which happened in late August, sometime in August perhaps. So I left my job a while ago, and between the income I make from my YouTube videos and the support I get on Patreon, I haven't gone to get another job. It's not a permanent solution yet. I'm not feeling 100% comfortable with it, but we have, in general, I have not had to go get the job. So I've been waking up every day with the only idea being, thank you, Epic, thank you, buddy, saying 30,029. So there you go. But yeah, anyway, we will get back to streaming Ark as soon as I possibly can. I'm hoping by the end of today I've logged on and I'm playing back on one of the servers. That's my plan. That's my game plan. But at the moment I can't do it. So I've had the crashing issues continue, and then what happened recently, just the day before last, was I can't log on to any servers. I keep getting a mod mismatch thing. And the only solution that's left now, I've just upgraded to Windows 10, which I was delaying doing for a very, very long time. I'm now upgraded. And that didn't solve the issue. It didn't solve the Ark connecting, the connecting to a server mod mismatch issue, but it did do, I was going to say it could potentially still be solving the crashes. I have not played enough to know, and I haven't really been able to get in to play Ark to test it and see what's going to make the computer crash. But I have upgrades to do, and I think I'm going to do those later today. I'm going to open up my computer, clean it all out, install some new parts, and then I'll have to delete. At this point, I have to delete all my mods and re-download them, which I've been trying to avoid because internet where I live is expensive. So, like, I pay, $1 or $2, somewhere in between there per gig. And if you play Ark and you have mods, that adds up to a lot. So, yes, thank you, Waldo, saying keep a positive attitude. I definitely have one. No, this is very good. I'm kind of, it's weird because nothing is different, really, but in all respects, I worked for like 2 and a bit years to get to the point where I could just make videos and not have to have a job. I'm somewhere in between that right now. I don't know if I'm gonna necessarily like, end up with less money at the end of my self-employment than I did at the start. We will see. But basically just making enough to get by now. But that means I can wake up every day and do whatever my whatever things. Whatever needs to be done. But yeah, state of mind does make a huge difference. Dynamic D recommended, I'm responding to the chat. If you're watching the replay, you might not see the chat, I don't think. So I will be explaining it, but Dynamic D saying positive attitude makes a big difference. Totally does. I think for me, I had some weird transitions going from being a guy who's mainly paying his bills with being a bartender and a waiter to, oh yeah, let me get back to that, D. But it's a weird transition going from that and making videos and playing games be your hobby to all of a sudden, ooh, this is more. This hobby is worth more than this job, or very close to it, to the point where you say, screw that job, I don't even like that, let's just do the hobby, even if we're barely getting by doing it, but we're getting by. So anyway, that's how it works now. And so really, I'm, as much as I talk about my Patreon being, they make it possible for me to live stream, whatever, really it's make it possible for me to wake up every day and do Unite the Clans stuff, be Unite the Clans instead of the real life human that is Unite the Clans. So anyway, Dynamic D recommended a book. Obviously, try and keep the language PG, but it's The Subtle Art of Not Giving Up. So that was the name of the book, and I have read it, really enjoyed it, since lent it to somebody. And when I say really enjoyed it, I mean, you know how sometimes you'll read a book and it'll kind of like rearrange your thinking? Anyway, he recommended the book at the right time, the right place. I bought it right away when he recommended it, and totally enjoyed it. I've lent it to my sister. She didn't seem to have the revolutionary view of it that I did. I thought it was pretty great. But yeah, like I said, a weird transition doing that, because I went, you know, it's weird when you have, I don't know, the whole thing is, it's new and different. It's not quite what I expected. When I started my YouTube channel, all the people who were doing it full-time were doing it on one thing alone, and that was the views from their videos. So they had, you know, instead of thousands of people watching each video, they had tens of thousands. And instead of tens of thousands of subscribers, they had hundreds of thousands or a million. And those are the people who I saw getting to do this as their full-time job. But now, even just in a couple of years, things have changed, because for the guys that I watched getting to the point that I'm at now, where you can maybe not need a job and you just do what you want to do. 13 people watching live, by the way. Thank you, guys. I know this is not the usual thing. I'm just going to talk. If anybody wants to ask a question, whatever, we can do Q&A style. I know Dynamic D suggested that if my computer was feeling up to it, but I didn't want to risk that. I haven't done anything except try and log onto an ARC server since I did the Windows 10 upgrade, so it's not, I don't know, it's not up to, I'm not feeling comfortable. You have to feel comfortable to be live streaming. I don't know how the computer's going to work. A whole new operating system, so I'll be goofy with that for a couple of days. But yeah, weird transition, making that mental leap and going like, okay, well, here's these people now. They give me this every month. It means I don't have to go get a job. What do I do? What's important to the Patreon supporters? What's important to the people watching the videos? Where do you invest your time? And I started getting weird ideas in my head of like, this must be important to so-and-so, this must be important to so-and-so. Can't please everybody. And in the reality, the book just kind of refocused me on, this is what, you know, kind of focused me on, you got to this point based on making videos that people like and care about. You wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't have the Patreon otherwise, and I wouldn't have you guys who watch the channel, or people like, whatever it is, even if it's 15 people tune in the first 10 minutes of a weird face-to-face live stream. That's cool. And I don't know, and I have you guys, and I think about every day when I wake up, how do I make you guys, give you people what you want, so I can continue to live this life of making videos, playing video games, whatever. So that's kind of the transition in my life has taken over the last little while, which I was doing anyway. The only difference is a lot of days I had to not do that in order to go serve fajitas and margaritas, which is what I was doing before. Yeah, there's a country, sort of like a Tex-Mex style restaurant here in Ontario, near where I live, near Toronto, and yeah, you could probably figure it out by Googling now that I've said that. But anyway, there's a restaurant I worked at, and they're famous for fajitas, margaritas, and but all the staff have to dress like cowboys. So, not my favorite of all my food service industry jobs. Yeah, so I had a big goofy belt buckle, and I wear cowboy boots, which, by the way, I kept. Now that I don't work the job, I wear them. I like them. I'm totally into the cowboy boots. It's mainly just the goofy belt buckle, and you had to have a silly cowboy name, so that you go up to the table, you wouldn't say, "Hi, my name is Dan," or whatever your real name is. You'd say, hi, my name is Maverick. Can I recommend a cold Corona, frozen margarita, whatever nonsense. So that's the that's the thing I was doing before, and it was like I'd have to take days off. You know, there'd be, for the whole time I had my channel up until the last couple months has been that, where I remember in the early days, the only way I'd figured out how to get views, the only way I should figure out how to get views was to do whatever was new in Arc. That's when the channel first started growing. This is like a year and a half ago, maybe at this point. And so it's like, oh, there's an Arc update. I should go see the Redwoods, or find and tame a whatever a soar, or check out a Titano, or so, you know, something to that effect, right? And then I'd have to go to work, and it's like, oh, the Arc update came out. I'm at work, you know. I see so and so, whoever is gonna get 120 of the views that I would have gotten. When I post my video a couple days later, oh, I only get 80 views or whatever it was at the time, and my friend who posted their video early gets a couple hundred views. And anyway, that was one of the bummers of it. And the other was just like, I think I've been doing the job a long time. So when the place I was working, changed their rules and really made the job not as good as it was when I took it, they were going to change basically the tipping rules. So you had to share your tips with managers, and I didn't want to do that. First of all, I thought it was illegal, so that was kind of the beginning of my issues with them. And it might still be, I don't know. I had to file like an employment standards claim when I left the job, so it was not fun. But yeah, I'd been doing the job a long time, so getting to do this, I've been dreaming of that every time I've had to go in and work in any, over the last couple of years since I started the channel. I guess there's 3 restaurants I've worked in while I was being a YouTuber, which at first was 100 subscribers, whatever it was. 4 restaurants I worked in. So yeah, I went through a lot of restaurants in the time of the channel, the early days of the channel. So it'll be cool if I don't have to go do that anymore. And at 30,000 subscribers, somewhere around here, if I can keep this rolling, I can keep people watching and get some new people watching, there might not be any turning back. You guys might get videos as often as you want them. So yes, he is Mark, and you still can't cook. Talking to me? Wait, I think I missed some of it. Guys, says Big Loss. Yeah, why don't you guys, does anyone have anything they want to, there's 16 people watching. I know it's small, and thank you all for coming, compared to the ARC live streams, but thank you all for coming out. I know we're not doing an ARC live stream. I want to hang out and chat for a little while. Okay. People just hop in chat. I guess it's a troll thing. Just hop in chat and say, hey, I'm gay. I don't understand where the humor of that comes in. I guess I do. When I was whatever age. There was a very long time where I found that hilarious. My friends and I would, I guess, before we kind of got a little more politically correct. But you guys, yeah, every once in a while a doofus will jump in chat and be like, just say something dumb. I don't know why. I guess that's it. I found that funny at points in my life. I can forgive Big Loss for trying to make us laugh by telling us he's gay. It's probably a joke. He thinks it's pretty funny. Anyway, you know what? I will say something about my viewers and the people that I have on Patreon, and I think I got lucky in the sense that ARC is the game it is, and that maybe the people who enjoyed the content, the kind of content that started taking off for me, building tutorials and stuff, it attracted, for the most part, a grown-up audience. Which is good. If you have a grown-up audience, it means there's people who have jobs, who are looking for a fun way to spend their free time, or have a few extra bucks that they might want to send towards a favorite YouTube creator, and that's why the Patreon, I think, is probably... I am drinking coffee. But that's why the Patreon's been great, and that is why I enjoy the audience the way I do, because you guys are... and we don't have to promote the Patreon. It's cool. I know there are people who already do it. I talk about it a lot, so we don't... Like, I appreciate D sharing it out there. I feel like you guys can find it. I could put it in the description. It usually is in. But I think, I don't know. You guys know what's out there. It will keep growing in time. Yes, thank you, buddy. No, I appreciate, because it isn't in the description. But just saying, no need to do too much. This is more of like a thank you for helping me get to this point type stream. And a sorry I can't live stream type stream. Are there things I can do in here that would make things interesting? Yeah, let's try that. How's that work? Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. That's funny. Yeah. What was I saying? But yeah, grown-up people watching, which makes a big difference. So when I do have a live stream, the amount of 13-year-olds who hop in and crack dumb jokes is small. There's, I guess, a bunch of filters I can do on this, which keep us entertained when there isn't much going on in chat. I was hoping people might have some questions. So you want this? You want the reddest of red? It's either that or the, oh no, this one for sure. I think that's it. That, look at what that does to the beard compared to that or that. Let's ginger that up. Okay, no, I don't know what I can do. There's this one. Ooh, ooh. Dance party? I don't know. Bubbles? Okay, these are stupid. Can't get on Arc either. I have been seeing other people have vaguely similar issues to what I'm having. I'm hoping I can figure it all out today. And what's up, Chris? Good morning. And Joshua saying he's having trouble logging on. That's hashtag PS4. Yeah, no, that's cool. I like I said, I just wanted to come hang out, chat with people, give you guys a little rundown. And like I said, I think I've thrown it out there a couple times. If people had anything they wanted to talk about or ask about or have me talk about, one thing I always am thinking about is, obviously like I said, I'm waking up every day now, and my only main thing I'm thinking is, what kind of a video do I make a video? What do I do? What do I, you know, put in my day? How much of my day do I spend on the channel versus, you know, eat some food, get good sleep, all those kind of silly questions that you ask yourself when you're your own boss. How much do I need to sleep? Whatever that would be. So I wake up and I think, like, what should I do videos wise? And it's one thing that's been a little weird. When I started, obviously there's two things that go through your head. One, okay, what is that? Ragnarok on Xbox is playing up too. Well, mine's not a Ragnarok issue. I can't really blame it. Ragnarok, I can't get on any map right now. Oh, sorry, I distracted myself completely. This is why I should have said, Dynamic D offered to be in chat with me. I just didn't trust my computer, so I'm doing it from my phone. But you would certainly help keep me on track or talking about whatever I'm meant to be talking about. Oh yeah, wake up every day and think about what videos to make. When I started, the two concerns are, find something that people want to watch, find a type of video I would be proud to make, right? Something like that, where there's two big circles. This is stuff people care about, stuff I care about, and there's this tiny little thing in the middle where it's like, oh, videos I can care about, that people will care about, that I don't hate myself for making. Which is like, there are videos you could make. I could make videos. I could get more views doing something else. I'm pretty sure I could. But what do I want to do? Where do I, you know, what kind of videos do I want to make? That's basically the thoughts that go through your head. And obviously you think like, oh, I could do this to get views, but that's not me. That's a thought you have a lot when you're doing this. So I'm waking up thinking about what people care about. And I've gone through a bunch of different phases, still basically following the trends of what people seem to care about on YouTube. And with Arc, it seems to reflect what people care about in general. So like, I had a bit of a down period there, and then we got Ragnarok officially out, and I had a really good period for YouTube and the revenue you make on YouTube. And then I had sort of, like I was talking about the book, Dynamic D recommended, a period of like maybe a little crisis of faith, creative crisis, not sure where to go with things, and I ended up not making a video for a good like 10 days, something like that. One thing you work, sorry, give me a second, I'm going to read Chris's message. One thing to remember when you work for yourself is do not burn yourself out without having a boss to tell you when to work. Yes, exactly. Easy to overwork yourself, totally. And I think that's the one thing that the book, was called The Subtle Art of Not Giving Up, but to avoid swearing, but giving an F. One of the things that I liked a lot about it was values and figuring out why you're doing the thing you're doing. It's actually got me thinking that, you know, in some point in the distant future, I would love to be in a position to give advice to people. Like, just reading the book makes me realize how many people are on autopilot. We're just following patterns, right? Patterns of like, how do I react when this happens, or this when a pretty girl smiles at me, when when my boss gives me a hard time over whatever it is. You know, you get a lot of different like patterns you just go through, and we're all in these kind of automatic patterns. It's the shape of, it's all been figured out by everything we've done in our lives in that sense. Like, very often do people stop and consider the basic thing they're doing. When I think about doing a live stream this morning, I don't break it down to the core elements of like, what do I want to do with my life? If I go that deep, then I might not get to this. So at some point in the day, you have to go, okay, well, here's the thing I believe in. Let's go work on that. And so the values are kind of the key to it. And I really got that from the book, is that if your value is make a video every day, and you make yourself feel good, you let yourself feel good when you do a video, and you don't when you don't, then that's not necessarily a good goal, because it's not sustainable, the video a day thing. You're not really going to keep making yourself happy by making a video a day, because there is no actual, other than the hard work and the grind of that, there is no actual result. A more important value is like something to do with making content you care about, that other people care about, and staying true to some kind of ideal or belief with that stuff. It's, I don't know, interesting. Like I said, I think, because I got into this point with ARC partially, right? But I have a billion varied interests. It makes me think about, how I could spend my time working on those things, and how much of my life I want to dedicate to one particular video game just because it's popular, how much of my life I want to dedicate to games. Anyway, lots of stuff goes through your head, and I think, I don't know, I never see YouTubers talk about this stuff too much. Like, I really didn't know what, I guess, yeah, it wasn't until I was doing it myself and starting to get a feel for it that I got to know what it would actually be like if it's your job, how much of a grind it is, a billion different things. Q&A with UTC, this could go places. But the only question so far, I see Alan B, Dragon Wolf, says, have you played Dark and Light? Any chance you will? What do you think of the game? So, and doing different games on the channel, that's such a tough one. So I'll tell you when I talk about that, when it comes to other games. I think I have played, you should create the Sorg Mansion on your next stream. Waldo, if you're on Twitter, tweet me a picture of that. I don't know what the Sorg Mansion is. Dynamic D asking if I ever do different games. Someone else asking if I play Dark and Light. So that's what I talk about when I didn't know what to expect, and I think it's changing a lot. That the people who I watched 4 or 5 years ago leave their jobs and go be full-time YouTubers. We're doing it playing Minecraft and things like that. I just kind of looked at that and went, okay, well, that's what it would be like to do that. And in that world, you are very much a slave of what YouTube wants. YouTube will make changes. They will prefer a certain type of video, and if all your income is based on the ads you make on videos, you are a slave to that. If you're really into Arc Ragnarok, but Aberration comes out and it's all people want to see, you as a YouTuber probably have to go play Aberration, even if it's not the thing you love the most. Or let's say people stop watching me build and they watch me do something I don't like doing as much. If my only source of income is the ads from the videos, then I have to follow those trends and do those things. So when it comes to playing other games on my channel, I have struggled, because it's like, do I spend a whole day making a video, and what's up, Bell's a Killer? Do I spend a whole day making, what's games I've played this year that people liked? The Long Dark I played this year. Do I wake up and make a Long Dark video that 400 people might watch, and that might make me 80 cents? Whatever the number would be. I think it would be more than that. What would it be? Yeah, somewhere. It would be $1 or something like that if 400 people watched a video, roughly. Or do I wake up and make the same ARC video, and maybe in a month or two I look at that video and it's made me $80 or $200, something like that. That's kind of how the thought process works. Then the other side of that coin is the Patreon, where it's like, holy crap, if I made everything I needed to make to live from just people who support me without many particular demands of what I do, then I could just do what I want, right? If I'm not reliant on following trends on YouTube and trying to get the views on YouTube, if I am supported, for example, by something like Patreon, or by selling t-shirts, or by something where the views aren't quite as important, if you have different income streams, especially with Patreon you have creative freedom, really. It's up to you to decide what people get in return for their support, for their pledge. So you have creative freedom. If your main source of income is the ads and videos, and you guys could probably see the difference in creators, although there's not too many people that are supported on Patreon alone, I don't think, these days. But if you know channels that have, you know, I don't know. I guess if you know channels where people are living off it, where that money needs to be sustainable, there's a difference between the way that you approach your channel if that big source of income is ad money. A lot of channels, big channels, make a lot of money from sponsorships. I really don't know how that's going to work as a gamer. It seems like that's not huge for gamers. But really, I'm looking at all the ways to keep doing what I do, which is wake up and do what I'm inspired to do, which generally involves Ark. I love that game. I love building in the game and the audience that I have found. That's what you guys care about. So that's kind of, that's the main thing I think about when I wake up. I would love to be able to play video games and have just as many people watch me play whatever I want, but at the moment it doesn't work like that. No game I played this year got views anywhere close to Ark. I think I played 5 or 6 different games. I played Stardew Valley, and what's up, 26 people watching, 26 minutes in, most people watching, 17 likes. I can't play Ark today, so we're all just hanging out, chatting. You can ask questions, whatever. I'm just talking, keeping people company. I'll do this for at least a little while longer. I thought there might be a stream of questions. There's only been a few, but I'm just rambling. I'm good at that. I don't get to do this enough. I don't get to ramble enough in my videos and blah, blah, blah about what it's like doing. I obviously like the sound of my own voice. So talk to me, Born Wiccan, saying, are you as stoked for the cliff building pieces? I have stayed pretty, I don't know a ton. Are you still enjoying yourself playing Ark? That's an interesting question too. I'm going to answer Wiccan's first. Asking about cliff building pieces. I've stayed kind of dumb. I don't know a lot about Aberration. I don't know what it's going to be like. I'm not watching too many previews. I watched the trailer twice. The rest I'm just going to leave up to me and sort of explore it and enjoy it in game. I won't be... So basically, here's a thought that we come to when we talk about like the channel and the direction of content. If your main goal is ad money, then on the first day of releasing Aberration, if that's what I'm thinking, then my first thought ought to be what will get the most views, blah blah blah. So I'm probably doing top 5 this, base location that, resource this, or trying to get a bright, crazy, colorful thumbnail with a ridiculous title. Who knows what I'm trying to do to get people to watch. And then the other side of that, if I don't have to think about ad revenue at all, I open up the game, I play Aberration, and I bring you some sort of honest, relatively direct representation of my time playing the game, because I'm only thinking about me in the game, whatever, do whatever. So there's a big difference with those two things. So when Aberration comes out, for me, it's like, what kind of videos do I want to make? Should I go nuts to try and get some views, or do I play the game the way I've always done everything, where it's like we're hanging out while the episode goes on? Or do I really go out there and try and find new people to watch, where I'm making content that's more, hey, here's this, here's that, come check it out. I don't know. It's a lot that goes through my head. I imagine people are doing the same thing on their channels, but for the most part, I feel like people with YouTube channels are in a rhythm. Either a rhythm and it's very successful, or a rhythm and it's not as successful. I don't see people shifting gears and changing tactics like crazy, whether they're successful or not. It doesn't seem like, I don't know. It seems like people get in a really good pattern and say, this is my channel, this is what it's all about, and they just keep doing that. I'm looking forward to see what you build in Aberration. I have seen a lot of that, and obviously we did a bunch of exploration videos over the last couple months. Less so this week, almost none this week. More live streams on Twitch. I have thought about that, Chris. I don't know. That's another thing that the thing I would like about Twitch is, for the most part, it seems like when you live stream on Twitch, you can get a bigger crowd to follow you to another game. So if I were to post a PUBG video on the channel, it might get 200, 300, 400 views, compared to 5,000 for Ark. And then, yeah, Dynamic D is definitely brought up doing streams on Twitch. I guess I held off going to Twitch until I felt like I could stream, I could stably stream, and as soon as that happened, I started having technical issues where I'm crashing during every live stream. So I think once I feel good and I get like a good month of live streams under my belt, same day, get people coming back same time. Saturday mornings is the time that seems to work for people. Maybe we'll start a weeknight thing. But then the time would come to go give it a try on Twitch, I think. We're half an hour in. There's 26 people watching. That's cool, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. I've seen people throwing stuff up, saying, I'm excited to see what you build in Aberration. I hope you guys would like to see me explore there, too. Okay, well, there's Jamie Lee Inkle. I think, is that Jamie Lee that I've known in the past? I don't know. There's one other Jamie Lee that's commented a lot. I built 3 of your houses on our private server. Let me see. The chat fades away quite quickly. They're very admired. I'll have to tweet you some pics. Do it at UniteTheClans. You could also... A weeknight thing would be sweet. What's up, geeks? There's Gamma Dose Gaming, another moderator. Thanks for popping in, buddy. I don't know how long I'll do this. I don't know if I could ramble for a crazy long time, and I don't know who's going to watch the replay if it's over half an hour long, which it already is. But I'm enjoying hanging out and talking. Like I said, I don't have an ARC live stream for you, so I wanted to fill some of this time and have something up when people come by at, say, 12:30, going, hey, I'll catch the end of the weekend live stream. Hey, 30 people watching live. That's cool. I don't think I even shared this out on a tweet, so random people just popping in. That's great. Around 7 p.m. would be great. Yes. Okay, so I would like to do that. Someone asked, do you still enjoy playing the game? Find yourself enjoying playing the game of ARC, obviously. And the answer is yes, and sometimes not as much. And it usually kind of goes hand in hand with the content, where I'll kind of shift gears with my content, and almost all the time I spend playing ARC is dedicated to making videos or streams. And as long as questions keep rolling, you keep going. That's true. I do love hearing myself talk. Yeah, I think 7 p.m. is too late. I think we'd be wrapping up maybe at the latest by then, because that's if Dynamic D's joining us, which I would like to aim for. English not good, but I like the channel. And I like the ARC houses you build. Good night from Thailand. I sort of rephrased that a little for you, whoever you were. Bell's a killer. But good night from Thailand, and good morning from Canada. Have a wonderful day, Belza. Yes, I would definitely. That's Born Wiccan saying I would keep rambling. Yeah, with so for me, think about the kind of videos I've made over the last year. I have tutorials, which usually a little. I'm East Coast. That's right, Cynthia. I'm close to Toronto in Canada, and I live on a farm. We can do this. There's not much light on my face if I show you out over there. So, and there's dogs here too. Anyway, that's that. Let me put my coffee down and get this back. Just a little peek at what's out and about. I just wanted a nice backdrop. I wanted to be outside. I wanted a little light. Somewhere to enjoy my coffee. I still have coffee, so I guess I can keep talking. That's not East Coast. Hunt and I are, well, East Coast, Eastern time zone. I guess I assumed that. So yeah, so there's that, and then I've had 2 series where it's really more of a hangout. If you guys remember Building Evolved, which over the last year was Jack's Landing, Elk Ranch, we did a little Roman stuff, we did the harbor town, and we did a Viking village. That series for me was always less about showing you every part of the build, and more about hanging out and sort of explaining my thought process, ideas, doing bigger jobs, whatever it is. So that's what that series has been like, and a fairly similar play style if I do exploration videos by myself, where I'm mostly hanging out with people, mostly talking about what I'm doing, but not getting too intense with the details, not really focusing on top 5 base locations or exactly how to build a Viking building, right? It's more, here's something I feel like doing. Now the only issue with those things is if people aren't watching, I feel like I shouldn't be doing that. I feel like I shouldn't just be doing a hangout type video if I go from 10,000 people watching a series to 2,000, right? And people say that, bro, we love what you do, just keep it up for us. That's true. The other side of that coin is I'm only here, you're only here, Born Wiccan, because of some video I made. And if I make videos thinking about how to go get people, how to find new people, how to find you, how to bring you here for the first time and watch my stuff and then have a chance to become someone who would go do anything. I'll watch you do anything. Just play Ark. We love you. That kind of talk that I get from you guys. To do that, I had to probably put a video out there that reached you first. And if you look at some of my early building tutorials, they're less of a hangout. How many sugars do you have? One sugar, dingo, but I use stevia. So it's a stevia sugar blend. I haven't gone totally off the sugar. So it's 75% stevia, 25% like brown sugar. So it's really good in coffee. I like it a lot. And it's basically like 1 teaspoon, it would be a quarter of the calories of a sugar, something like that. So just enough to keep them going. Yeah, that's right. So if you notice the tutorials I started, which I think is a thing that brought a lot of people to the channel, they were more designed to go out and get new people, where it's like, in the beginning I'm saying, my name's UniteTheClans, this is what's going to happen in this video, here's what you're going to get if you watch blah blah blah, versus the type of videos that are me and a rally hanging out, goofing off, laughing, making each other joke. You know, they please different audiences, so I will go through phases of doing either one, and that's the tough thing with Aberration, is I'm looking at it going, what kind of a series is it going to be? How am I going to interact with that? Do I want to be, you know, focusing on I could go in and just do building tutorials for Aberration. That could be the only thing I want to do. Or I could play the game and have the goal be exploration and play with YouTuber friends. Or yeah, we play on the Patreon server and I'm just hanging out with patrons and the series is much more casual. There's a billion ways I could do that. So that's been watch your boathouse build for Jim Bob. The upside down outhouse was genius. So that's another thing. That's a totally different series. That was the Gaming Evolved series, and the whole conceit of that, and maybe this doesn't even come across to people, but it's the way I'm thinking about it. Ooh, lots of chat happening. I might not be able to keep up with you guys. Please upload it. React? What? I don't know what you're talking. Okay, this person talking some nonsense. We got 32 people watching live, 36 minutes in. I'm gonna ramble. I'm gonna keep talking, keep drinking coffee. What was I just saying? How I'm gonna play Aberration. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm going through my head every day where I should play it, who I should play it with, what kind of videos to make. There might not be a billion more chances for Ark channels to attract a ton of new people, and I think that could be one of them. Somebody asked if I could sing him a song. I think that's Ravi talking some nonsense there. I do want to say thank you for the servers. Having a blast on there, and the people are great. So that's a cool thing. We started the Patreon, and all I thought about is, hey, if you like my videos, maybe you want to give me a couple bucks a month. And whoever does, maybe I'll be able to give you something back, which is maybe a place to play Ark, which I didn't realize how valuable a thing that would be to people, and the Patreon has grown as much because of that as my videos. So my videos might get out there to people, and they might say, I like this channel, I would think about supporting it, or they would see something to do with the servers and go, huh, I would really like a place to play Ark, where there are grown-ups, where A, B, and C is the case, where it's I won't get raided, where I can focus on building, where this mod is on there, where whoever, you know, and instead of going, you know, I'm going to support the channel only because I like the videos, it's, I like this guy's videos, but I want to play on those servers. So that's been another thing that's been great too. And then people seem to go on and we just keep getting cool people. We just keep getting very cool people, which makes me want to do more and spend more time with my patrons. The only flip side of that is I'm totally an introvert. There are always people chatting, and there are always people voice chatting with each other. They're all brought together by either supporting a Rally the Geek or me. Generally, I'm always going to be welcome to hop into voice chat, but I don't know. I'm not I'm not the best at diving into big social things. It's especially weird when there are people there that have been brought there because of me. Like I said, I'm an introvert. I kind of imagined what it might be like to have a lot of subscribers or people who enjoy your videos, but having a bunch of people come together because they like your videos, give you a little bit every month, all play together on a server, a billion different things. Anyway, sorry. So someone saying I'm finally able to tune in live. This is not the usual live thing. And Born Wiccan saying like attracts like, off to work, keep it up, man, we love you. That means, I think like attract like. If you're a nice guy and you are yourself in your videos, which I like to think I try to be, then the people who join you, who want to be a part of your Patreon community, whatever's going on, who decide they need a place to play Ark, who decide they have a couple extra bucks a month. And I don't know, I can't help but talk about it. I'm not talking about it to convince people to do it. A lot of people have already done it, and it's amazing. I'm not saying it like that. I'm just saying it to explain, I'm at this point. I'm not serving fajitas this morning because of those people. So I'm going to keep it up talking about you. You make a big difference. So, and 36 people watching live. What? 245 likes? I see 24. You talking crazy? 245 likes. Screw off. That can't be right. We haven't had that many. 25. Thank you. I was like, that's not possible. That would be crazy. No, it's all good, buddy. That's great. We're good. Oh, that scared me. I was like, no way. That's insane. Like, I have to have a video get 2, 3, 4, 5,000 views and ask for a like, or I have to have a video get 5,000 or 6,000 views, 7,000 views, and not ask to see that many. Oh, 35. What the hell? Well, thank you. We just blew it up, and 37 people watching live. So why don't I do an update, guys? We're 40 minutes in. The only reason I'm doing a live stream like this today, face-to-face, for the guy who said he's here for the first time, is I can't play Ark. Computer's giving me trouble. So the rest of the day is going to be dedicated to that, and so I figured we would do a live stream. I did this one other time when I hit 10,000 subscribers, because at the time, and I'm doing this on a cell phone, when I hit 10,000 subscribers, that was how you got to do a live stream from your phone. And then immediately after I hit 10,000 and did that, they changed it to 1,000. So anybody, almost anybody who's put a little focus on their YouTube channel, not anybody, that's wrong to say. Getting 1,000 subscribers is not easy. It was a lot of work. But anyway, once it's 1,000, it makes it a lot easier for people to do it. I could have done that a long time ago, but I had to wait till it hit 10. So then today, I can't live stream Ark. I don't want to leave people hanging. I don't want to not say anything. So I could just post a video saying, hey, sorry, I can't live stream, but why not do this? I just hit 30,000 subscribers, so it's triple what it was the last time we did this. I have not stopped to celebrate a subscriber milestone, so we did this stream. For the last 40 minutes, I've mainly been talking about me, how my life has changed since I haven't had a job, and I've been making YouTube videos, the impact of the money from those videos, the impact of the money from my Patreon supporters, the servers we've created, Arali and I have created for those people to play on. We've talked about a bunch of stuff. So 38 people watching, 38 likes, 42 minutes in. That's cool. Honestly, I could... How about more of the center? So that's interesting, Dingo. I know you're playing on there, on our Patreon server. What have I done? So Dynamic D is the guy that's been helping me get building and moving and setting up on Ragnarok. I'm down to keep doing that. I will say as soon as Aberration hits, I'm probably going to want to put my time and effort in there. And then on the center, I do have a house. I have a little house, and Dynamic D actually has got me set up with a lot of materials, so we could go do a project there, Dingo. I will, I had mentioned, I wasn't sure when I was hopping back on the center one, because we have a bunch of half-finished jobs on Ragnarok, but I know that when, tons of mats. Yeah, so we could do something, Dingo. We could do something on the center. The one thing, and I'll explain this, I talked about how sometimes I get put off based on how many people watch a video, and that's silly, because I'm reacting to weird things. Sometimes videos do well for random reasons that have nothing to do with the quality of the video. But the one video I made on the center was a modded sort of rustic mountain cabin build, and it was one of the worst videos of the month I made it. I think a bunch of videos had hit 3, 4, 10, 20,000 views in that month, and this one was at 1,600. And I remember looking at that going like, poof, people must not give a crap about the center. They don't give a dang about modded cabin builds. That might not be the case. It might just mean I didn't do that first video right. I chose the wrong thumbnail, the wrong title, the wrong tag, something. So that put me off, and I actually stopped doing things on the center with any regularity. We were going to do live streams on there, Dynamic D and I, when he first was talking to me about doing live streams on that server, and then we switched gears to Ragnarok. We will definitely be doing stuff on Aberration when it hits, and so yeah, so I don't know. We'll figure it out. If Dynamic D is down to help me get set up, we'll do a stream at some point over on the center, and we'll build something over there for you, Dingo. You're one of the guys playing over there that would be fun to come build something nearby. So let's see. I thought it was great on the center, but I do love Ragnarok. That's Psycho Fu, who's also a patron. And then the on the center, what have I done on the center? The whole Building Evolved series was on the center. So that's the series where I'm playing on my own server, not a Patreon one. This started before the Patreon, so I'm on there completely by myself, setting up the mods and everything so that I can build. That was the building with spawning in all the resources and building thematically. So we started with the Elk Ranch, where I'm trying to imagine what it's like for the person who lives there. We build their cabin, we build a barn, we build whatever we built there, sheep pastures. Then we went Roman, then we went to a harbor town, and it's all about building an immersive environment. And so that series was all set on the center. So when that was happening, and we had a Ragnarok server for our patrons and a center server, I thought, I already have that thing on the center. Let's spend some time on the Geeks Ragnarok server. And when we started that one, I actually stopped playing on the Explorers server for a good 2 months, and then I've slowly gone back to that. Whereas that I'm playing on the Explorer server for Ragnarok and doing Saturday streams with Dynamic D on Ragnarok. And then right now, nothing on the center. Building Evolved has come to an end. The Viking thing I've kind of fallen out of the habit of. Not as many people were watching, so I shifted gears, as I've talked about in the past. And finished that up in order to dedicate time to streaming, I think was part of my plan. So we took a break from that. So I haven't really done anything on the center in a long time. Do I prefer the S Plus option for building? So that's interesting, Jamie. If you guys look at that series, which was Building Evolved, and there's links for the mods. There's links on my channel page, Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, Volume 4. If people are ever interested, just go to youtube.com/UniteTheClans, where you already sometimes go anyway, and scroll down and look at the playlists, and those are the Building Evolved ones. They're all on there right now. So when I talk about that series, she's saying, do you prefer S+? When I started, it was all vanilla, and I was going, tutorials are too strict. I want to start a series that's more of a hangout, still about building. And so I kind of kept in the theme of the tutorials wanting to do it vanilla. So I did the first 2 volumes of that. Sorry, the first 1 volume totally vanilla. The second one I used a few little S+ pieces in my Roman area. And then I got to the 3rd area, which was a harbor town, and I went balls out. S+ everything, clipped every piece, clipped into another piece, eco trees to decorate gardens and all kinds of stuff. So when I went to that world, I went all out, and I embraced that. I have never gone deeper than that with mods. I've never gone really super deep with mods on a server because, and main thing, same with S+, is as I do that, I limit the number of people that my videos are really going to be super effective for. When I do a tutorial, like we did the last one, was that Canyons house, the A-frame house. When I did that, that video is vanilla. It's completely, anybody can access. If you build on a console, whatever it is, you can go watch that video and build it. And yeah, people asking about building in tech. I have not done much of that either, or underwater. I really stick to, and you know what? I'm a victim of having grown up, but having fallen in love with the idea of being a YouTuber from guys playing Minecraft. And so, battery power getting down. So that'll be our signal for when we end this. Battery power's at 15. When I hit 5 or something, I'll call it quits for you guys. We're 47 minutes in anyway, 38 people watching, 39 likes. Lol. I am hoping some of these issues with Ark, since the latest update, are resolved by tonight. I'm having issues too. I'm going to get all of my stuff, hopefully. Would love me to see that as well. Do you have advice for a super small YouTube channel? Alright, Fluffy King, it depends, buddy. And this is what I talked about. I would really love to have a situation where I could give advice. Life advice. Doesn't have to be about YouTube channels. I just want to, if you're lost, if you're struggling with something, since I have gotten through my most recent, and I do this every few months, I kind of like go through a crisis and then enlighten myself and come out on the other side better and more effective, and hopefully better habits and routines. I do want to help people. I always want to help people get through whatever it is. I feel like I have advice to offer that could help people. But anyway, what was the question? How can you spread the word? Do you have advice for a small YouTube channel? That's a tough one, because the question is, what is your goal? What do you want out of it? And the advice is totally different, and you might not even know what you want. If what you want is to create a job for yourself, it's a different set of questions than if what you want is a creative outlet and a hobby. So you kind of have to figure that out. And if you know for sure what you want to do, like if your goal is build a super successful YouTube channel, consider scrapping what you have if it hasn't worked and starting fresh with something that is designed to get people to subscribe and watch. Don't start off just doing whatever you feel like, because that's what I did. It takes a really long time to grow, a really long time to find something that people care about, and a way to build up. So I want a kids channel, but how do I let people know? So the only way to let people know about your channel, to have people find your channel, is to make videos that are searchable. So you need to make videos that people, not necessarily searchable, but you need to make videos that people are going to click on and watch. So the title is important, the thumbnail is important. You need to find somebody, let's say you have a kids channel, you need to find somebody in the field of kids, someone who's doing what you want to do, and go, you kind of have to research it. So when I research something, I would go, so let's say you want to do Minecraft animations. That's kind of a kids thing. And I vaguely remember your channel having something to do with that, if the icon is right. So let's say you want to do Minecraft animations. You need to go do research, and you need to see what's happening on YouTube with Minecraft animations. Are there any channels with 400 subscribers getting 10,000 views? If that's the case, it means that there's an opportunity for a small channel to be successful. And in the early days of ARC, that was definitely the case. I would have a video take off when I didn't have very many subscribers. My first ARC video, 1,500 people watched, and I had 96 subscribers. And I went, oh, I can get a lot more people to watch this than my subscriber base. And by doing that, I can really start to grow my subscriber base. If you guys look at really huge YouTube channels for ARC, one is Syntax. I know Syntax. You don't get there just by waking up and going, what do I feel like doing? I'll play the game, I'll make a video about this. You get there by going, what are people going to be searching for on YouTube today when it comes to ARC? I'm going to make that video, and I'm going to make that video in order to get those people to watch me, to subscribe to me, and to come back tomorrow to watch whatever else I do. So, Gamados, gotta run at work and need to do something training with the crew. Hope you can get back on, man, and I will. Should have it titled it Heart to Heart with UTC. I think we could still change that. Let's see how you get in here. Share. I don't know if I can still change it. No. I don't know how. I don't think I can change. Anyway, that's cool. But yes, next time we do this, we will call it Heart to Heart with UTC. You have a nice day or night. I'm going to go do some building, feeling creative, beautiful, Waldo. So that, you know what, there's a Fluffy King, when you talk about wanting to grow a channel, you got to kind of have a thing like that. For me, if I can inspire somebody, if I can get somebody creative and going off to their own server to go, I want to try building that, I can walk away from whatever I've done that day, no matter how many people watch, and feel good about it, right? Because I feel like that's an admirable goal, is to inspire people to spread your creative vision, and who knows, you never know, get somebody else to get creative. That's a great, I feel great when that happens. So my best animation got 400 views. So yeah, do research, figure out what's getting views. Why, you know, is there any animations like yours that are getting a lot of views? You kind of have to figure that out, and then figure out how to be one of the people. Just inch away at it little by little. Go watch it, Video Creators, that YouTube channel. Tim Schmoyer is the guy. That's the best knowledge you will get. You will make yourself an expert on YouTube and how YouTube works, and you will find something that you care about that you can make successful, that you can make people watch on YouTube. At least enough new people tuning in every day that you're willing to keep working on it. So for me, when I went from 20 to 35 subscribers, from 35 to 60, every time that happened, it was enough to go like, okay, this is going, I can get to the next step, I can keep on going, and then keep trying to get more people to watch. If there are not more people watching this month than last month, do something different. I guess it's that simple when it comes to having a YouTube channel. I don't know. There's no real secret to it. But you want to make sure, and I had this was part of my crisis when I took 10 days off making videos and needed the book Dynamic D recommended to get through it. And try to stay on the cutting edge too. Yeah, that's true. That it's really tough. Yeah. You kind of need to, like I said, if I don't play Aberration, I will be missing out on new people that could be watching my channel, because that's what people will want to watch, I would think. I assume it'll be successful, for really popular for a month or two at least. I forget what I was just saying. Oh yeah, I went through that because it's like, oh crap, you've just potentially you created a job for yourself that you might be able to have the rest of your life, where you're your own boss doing something creative, in this case making ARC videos. You get there and you go, have I created a job I want? So if Fluffy King, you only get there by pumping out 2 animation videos a day, and it's a horrible grind, and you're making animation videos about something you don't give a crap about, then even if you're successful, you're creating a job you don't give a crap about. If you don't want to wake up every day and do the thing you're doing on your channel, then there's no point in trying to make that the case. So you have to know, if your end goal is being self-sufficient, self-employed, you got to come up with a strategy in order to get there. Figure out how much you need to make a month from that endeavor for it to be worth it, and dedicate your time to that. Otherwise, just make it a hobby and progress as a hobby. So we're coming up to an hour of me just rambling. I so appreciate it, guys. I'm going to wrap up before we hit this hour mark. I have 11% battery, so we're gonna cruise easily. But there's 38 people watching, 40 something likes. You guys are awesome. People have asked a bunch of questions. I'm working hard, man. I have been animating for weeks, so that's the tough thing. Like, you really have to make sure that for you, very bad connection. Okay, we're okay. You have to make sure that, hey, Wiz, what is going on, Wiz, a lot? But yeah, you have to make sure when you spend your time on, and what's up, Lizzie? There's the nerdy nymph. Tuning in right at the end. I've been blabbering for an hour, so yeah. I don't even know what I was saying. Yeah, you just got to make sure, if you have a pursuit, if you have a, and don't worry about it, William, we are not doing a usual thing. Building a computer with your son, Adam, today. That's awesome, dude. That's great. Liz Prime. Weighs a lot. A bunch of patrons tuning in here. Like I said, I have less than 4 minutes. I will be wrapping up by the 1 hour mark. I cannot ramble for longer than that. People asking, though, about just YouTube channel advice. Wake up every day, do something you can be proud of, figure out a way to make that make money, and then ideally by the time you get to the end of it, you've created a job you like for yourself. I'm in the process, hopefully, of doing that. And hi, Ali. I'm sorry, I asked people to share it. I didn't know what the link would be in order to share it over on our Discord, so I'll make sure there's a replay up. I just didn't want to leave people hanging. I can't live stream today because of technical issues. My computer, if you're a patron, if you're in that Discord, you know, I've gone through some stuff. I think I've got some of it fixed, and the next step is an obvious one, but one I was trying to avoid, which is downloading and deleting and re-downloading all the mods, because it costs a lot with my internet. So I was trying to avoid that, and instead of leaving people hanging and immediately going to work on those computer issues, I figured we'd do like a little heart-to-heart. 30,000 subscribers, getting to do this full-time, 2 things I haven't talked about at all, and definitely haven't done anything face-to-face vlog style in a long time. I'll tell you, I used to celebrate every single subscriber milestone, and the real reason I stopped giving a crap about that is when it wasn't as meaningful. When the thing I was chasing was, holy crap, I might have made $500 this month. If I can do 1,000 next month, and whatever the month after that, I might be able to do this as my job, right? So once that starts going through your head, hitting 15 or 20 or 25,000 subscribers, who cares if you haven't got to the actual thing you're working towards yet? So anyway, heart to the hole where mine used to be. Okay, you guys are hilarious. But yeah, anyway, that's see, I could ramble, but I'm gonna end up repeating myself. So appreciate you guys hanging out. I think I will call this quits. Any last things that you guys need to say? We got 2 minutes before it hits an hour, so, and I still have coffee. I'm gonna drink, you talk. How do you make money? Ads on your YouTube videos is the main one everybody does. I would recommend having more ways than that. For me, the other one is Patreon. That is just direct support from fans of what I do, really, and people who like the servers we have created. That's everything. And then beyond that, I gotta figure out a third one. I've made a few bucks from people buying servers with my discount code. I'm thinking about making t-shirts. I have to keep adding ways to it. And what's up, Jason? There's another patron. Move the files out for the mods and then move them back little by little until it fails to start, and then only redown them. Okay, well, thank you, bud. Appreciate that. And did we talk about the shirts? Not much in the stream. We're gonna keep working on that. I'll make sure if there's t-shirts, they're good. I got plans, and once I have done one, I will get feedback from people on where they would want to go next, and then after that, And it's not after 1K subs that you get monetization. It's actually after 10,000 views. And if the first 10,000 views at best are worth $20, so if you can't get to 10,000 views, there's no sense in needing monetization anyway. Anyway, that's it. I'm still answering questions for people who are YouTube geeks. I get it. I'm gonna cross the hour mark, damn it. But I have managed to succeed at something that is somewhat rare. I'm getting some positive feedback from friends in real life going, huh, you don't have to have a job now. That's pretty cool if you can keep it up. You might have done something cool. So I aim to keep this up, and I get that if you're a viewer, you might be intrigued to know how it happened. How do you get there? How do you get to live the life I now live? And I don't know if I have all the answers. I'm still trying to figure it out. But I just want to say thank you. I'm now living a cool life. It's very cool. I get to wake up every day and make videos. You all are beautiful. If you're a viewer, I love you. If you're a Patreon supporter, I admittedly love you even more because you let me do what I do. But anybody who's taking the time to watch this, thank you so much. And especially if you watched an hour of me rambling, live or in replay, I love and adore you. I will be back with a live stream hopefully this week, and I will schedule it as soon as I can possibly do it. Talk more about t-shirts, talk more about advice, talk more about whatever the hell you guys want to talk about at some point in the near future. Love you and thank you for tuning in today. Thank you. Yes, I want to stop streaming. Bye, guys.